The American identity in the 20th century. Throughout the 20th century, the American dream was a driving force towards success for people. The American dream is the opportunity for anyone in the United States to become whoever or whatever they aspired to be as long as they worked hard. Since America was founded on the ideas of liberty and equality, people believed that the American dream would be attainable for everyone.
The trust people had in this belief provided a sense of unity, creating a hopeful, optimistic identity for Americans. However, certain groups of people had greater advantages and freedoms, whereas others were restricted from certain rights. Being an American meant obtaining the potential for freedom, not freedom itself. So many immigrants and minorities in search of the American dream failed. As time went on, the American dream became a wreck. It changed from success through hard work to wanting to make quick and easy money, as seen by Gatsby and Al Capone with their bootlegging empires. Bootlegging, or the illegal act of smuggling liquor into the U.S. during Prohibition, became an extremely easy way to become successful.
Aspects such as race, gender, social, and economic status oftentimes determined one's ability to achieve the American dream. Being from a specific race, status, or gender meant facing certain restrictions that others did not have to, thus decreasing an individual's ability to achieve his or her goals. This decreased the value of being an American to minorities and targeted groups labeled by stereotypes. As seen in the piano lesson, race often became a barrier because of stigma society associated with them. Many people thought that African Americans were gullible, creating opportunities for manipulation like when Sutter's brother tried to convoy Willie. Prejudice also played a key role in why race was such an important factor. People were often rejected by employers, teachers, and others, as seen by James Meredith, because of the division that existed between whites and other races. In addition, gender also made it either easier or harder to succeed in American society. Being a woman meant having to deal with society's judgment of your decision to get a higher education or a proper job, which were normally men's jobs. Traditional gender roles added to this burden because all women were expected to be stay-at-home mothers and housewives, who managed only the home. A House on Mango Street and Betty Friedan both illustrate how adolescent women struggle with the balance of traditional and new societal roles. On the other hand, being a man meant not having to deal with these issues because people expected men to be the providers, making the American dream a little bit easier to reach for men. Economic and social status also affected Americans because having money often was the difference between failure and success. In A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry, Walter's desire for his son to go to a good university stems from his own failure to accomplish his goals. Walter is from the lower class and isn't able to escape poverty. This situation was a reality for many Americans. Without money or the little amount social welfare offered, people couldn't buy even the most basic necessities, so many Americans failed to carry out their ambitions. A person's social status frequently decided the opportunities that would be available to them, since people didn't typically associate with those outside their social class during this time period. From a global perspective, Americans were seen as optimists, who often got themselves involved in situations they did not have a proper understanding of. As shown in The Quiet American, the United States was unaware of the situation in Vietnam, which led to many misunderstandings. Foreigners perceived Americans as ignorant and naive, creating a long-lasting reputation that associated Americans with foolishness. This belief has had long-lasting impacts on Americans' relationships with other countries. To sum it all up, while the American identity meant having an equal chance for success, which outsiders saw as naive, factors such as race, class, and gender impacted an individual's ability to actually succeed.